Yo, yo, yo! Guys, hold on 1 second. I think something's wrong with my mic. Oh, big up everybody. What's good? Can you hear me, guys? Oh my goodness, I don't think you can. Can you hear me? Herzlichen willkommen für alle Manchester fan of Manchester United, bis Deutsche. Welcome to all of you guys. Big up to all my boys, all my family, all my friends, all the Man United faithful from wherever you are in the world. Red Devil mode is on. Push the hashtag, guys. The hashtags everywhere you go. Drop your hashtags and your flags because we are a global community and everyone here is respected and welcome. You know how it goes, guys. Big up to everyone. Sorry about that, guys. The Glazers, they've been attacking me lately. It's been all sorts of crazy things. My news has been on point. And lately, to start off, I'll have to explain. Maybe some people think I might be talking to Believer because you know what? He has been told, Guten Abend zu alles, my boy, my brethren. Karen Samaru's in the building. Another Trini living in Germany, guys. Big up to him. Big up to Gavin Underwood as well. Big up to Hayden Pro in the back as well. Big up to Frankie, Glory, Glory, Man United. Mark Davies in the building. What's good, Mark? We'll be talking about that just now. 100%. Of course, we're going to be discussing Baleba today. Of course, guys, I'm going to be dropping the link in the chat. So if you want to call in, you don't have to turn your camera on, but just make sure your mic is clean and you can have, have your say on anything you want to talk about. It's Man United transfers, how you feel, and so I'll drop the link in the chat one time and I will go on to give you guys a little bit of an explanation on what is happening with Carlos Baleba. Of course, you guys heard the reports. The player has been told by his camp at Brighton that he is not to speak to anyone about his future in the next 48 hours because there is definitely a deal happening. What I can say to you guys right now is Manchester United, like I told you, is already prepared to make this player the most expensive African player in European history. Lots of people are thinking it's definitely going to be 112 million pounds. Well, I'm saying to you guys, this bid that's going to be opening in an official sense, it's going to be around 78 million pounds. I could say it could be flexible around 80, but I'm leaning towards 78 million pounds as the opener with an offer of 22 million pounds in add-ons that will be easily achievable, of course, and to be paid over the course of his contract. And obviously, there's going to be some extra additions. Now, guys, what is very interesting is that Man United are still in heavy negotiations, even as we are speaking right now. They have not finished negotiations for today. And what I can say to you guys is that Man United are bent on getting this midfielder. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens in the next 24 hours, guys, because this deal is not going away. It might have been a little bit delayed based on difficult negotiations, and mind you, guys, I thought it was going to be easy. I thought it was going to be pretty simple. I thought the player was pushing all as much as he could, and of course, Man United were prepared to spend, but Brighton are crying like they're losing Prince Charming and they are Cinderella with no glass slipper. So you know what's going on, guys. It's a difficult one here and it's taking some time, but I guarantee you guys that by Friday afternoon, you will hear confirmation of Beliebers and Man United and what is going on in this move. I guarantee you by tomorrow evening, you're going to get the confirmation that you all are looking for. It might not be a here we go, but it should definitely be a all terms agreed, waiting on final fine tuning for the negotiations. And then, of course, maybe Saturday morning, you hear here we go. I think it's this weekend for sure. It's not going to be held up much longer. The manager is furious that they haven't got this thing sorted already. He would have liked to welcome the player tomorrow, to be honest to you guys, but it's delayed. We will be talking about Senleman as well, guys, because of course, you know, Man United is still in the hunt for this young goalkeeper. I told you guys all about this guy. Shout out to MUFC Rocks in the building. Big up to Robert and Sia. Yeah, bro. Like, you know, I can't make the news. You know what I mean? I would love to tell you today. And of course I would have loved for it to have to be out yesterday, like I was told, and like there was reports in Germany about this deal probably happening between Monday and Tuesday. And of course it did not. So I apologize, broski. But I'm doing my best to give you the most accurate news that I can, and this is how it's going right now. It's just a difficult one, guys. You know, but interestingly, I kept mentioning to you guys that, you know, Senla Menz is a player that Man United admire. The young starlet wants to move to Man United. The Belgian club is open to the sale. Man United have already verbally agreed terms with the player and price with the Belgian club. It's a deal that can be triggered at any given moment. And I would say it's highly likely. And when I say highly likely, there's a very, very high chance that he is signed immediately after we do this deal with Baleba. Because, of course, I told you guys it would have been an opportunistic situation for us to sign Donnarumma, but realistically, it was not a situation where Man United made it a priority. Their priority was signing Baleba. So, guys, don't forget, I keep reminding you all of these things. I know there's going to be a lot said. Of course, a lot of journalists will pivot. A lot of you YouTubers will start talking about the sentiment deals is hotting up, but it is what it was for the last 6 weeks. It always was a deal that Man United was going to do at the back end of the window because they planned to do this deal. The Donnarumma situation was an opportunistic situation, and of course they would have liked to capitalize, but it was not to be, guys. So you know, let's move this on. I want to hear you guys' opinions. If you guys know the link, it's in the description. It's in the chat, guys. Look at here. It's on the screen, so you know it's in the chat because I that's what I bring up on the screen most of the time. So yeah, if you want to come in and have your say, let us know what you're thinking about the transfers so far. I would like everyone to give a slight rating to the transfer window from the players that we've signed. We've changed the entire attack. We've brought dynamism in attack, lethality. We've brought experience. And we know that three players that we brought were the best players in their teams at their positions, guys. And this is what I would like to remind you. In my honest opinion, I would say we're at a 7 right now in the Manchester United transfer window. And when we sign Baleba, it could be an 8.7, if not a 9, in my honest opinion. That's even without a goalkeeper. And the reason why I say that is because in my honest opinion, guys, I didn't expect Man United to make all these drastic signings in the way that they did. And it's the players that they brought in. They brought in some players that, you know, you guys know the truth about Matthias Cunha. I'm not the hugest fan of the player, but what he brings to Man United and the players that we already have in the squad, he improves us. And I've seen it. And not only that, I was quietly very excited for Brian Umbermo because I know we were missing something on that right side that it's going to be like a battering ram every single week, week in, week out. You're going to get that energy. You're going to get that same type of performance. We needed that. And then, guys, you know, I've been banging on the Benjamin Sesko drum for 18 months, the third transfer window in a row in the summertime. And finally, Man United have answered the call. And they've got the young starlet here. And I'm telling you guys, he might be 22, but he's going to bang like 30. And trust me, I'm not joking about that one. I'm telling you guys now, he's gonna bang like 30. Big up to Brian Cooper. Come on, Peps, hit that. Come on, peeps, hit that like and subscribe. Big up to Brian Cooper in the building. Of course, guys, don't forget to smash a like. I'm gonna bring in the first caller. Of course, everyone knows. You know what I mean? My brother is here. Have no fear. Of course, you know who that is, guys. It's Ballet Tech. He's gonna be coming in now. Welcome, Ballet, to the stage. Big up to everyone in the chat, guys. What are you saying, Bally? What are your thoughts on the transfer window thus far? And then we can talk about the Belieber. What do you think about what's going on with Belieber right now?
Um, well, obviously they're taking their time. They're trying to get every news out there to make their money with these papers. For all we know, the guy could be signed already, and they're just using this time to just, make as much money off the speculation as possible. Because some people are reporting that, oh, well, at least even if Man United don't get by him this summer, we can sign him next summer. They're talking this nonsense, and they're sowing that seed of doubt to say that, oh, we haven't really got the money, it might not happen because Brighton might want a certain amount of money that we're not looking to go to, and all of this talk. And in my head, I'm just like, okay, cool. Well, we'll most probably sign him. It's just that it's all a circus right now, in my opinion.
I mean, it's definitely a flux, a situation in flux. It's not like the standard approach that we normally would have. I would say that, guys, because normally Man United don't do such, and I have to say it is a aggressive transfer market. We went in hardcore. I haven't seen us do that in a long time. And to be honest, when we signed Belieber, this probably would be our biggest spend in any transfer window I could remember. And well, especially since I've been a YouTuber as well. But as a fan, it's been a long time since we made these kind of signings. And when I say these kinds of signings, players that have edgy character to them. Brian Boomer is an edgy guy. You know, Same with Matthias Cunha, Benjamin Sesko as well. He's banging his music loud and he's honk his horn in his car sometimes when driving. These guys, you know what I mean? They have an attitude about them. There's not the nice guys. No, they look like nice guys. They have nice smiles, but at the end of the day, they're, what I mean? I would call them, them as bad boy footballers. These are the kind of mentality players, monster mentality players that we need if we want to fight in this Premier League. That in most situations, it will be a fight. And when you add Carlos Baleba to that mix, there's no doubt in why Manchester United is going after Carlos Baleba with the haste and the aggression that they are going after this player. And Ruben Amorim is the driving factor in this situation. Of course, Nero it ready. Of course, chill, bro. You know what I mean? Have some time. It's there. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's one of those things where I look at it, especially when we talked about this Belieber situation. It was about the same time when I was telling you guys 65 million pounds for Benjamin Sesko, 10 million pounds in add-ons. This was like 2.5 weeks ago. And I was saying to you, and Ballet Tech came on the stream and he said, Mark, I really like this Belieber situation, this Belieber kid. It would be amazing if Man United could bring this player in. And I don't know, I feel like the club was listening to that stream that day, bro. Maybe Wilcox and Amarim was taking it in as anonymous viewers because very not but 48 hours later, reported interest in Belieber. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, broski.
Bro, do you know what? Yeah. I feel like this summer, especially if they pull it off, I feel like this summer transfer has been a dream come true in a way, because like obviously we finished 15th last year, and to a certain extent, a lot of the fans have PTSD going into the new season. There was a lot of uproar because we signed Cunha straight away, but then it's like there was a dilly dally with Umbumo, and while I remained positive that the club would eventually strike and start getting some targets because we finished in 15th and because of all the types of money that we're losing, and because they decided to turn down the money from Saudi, I thought there's no way we're not going to spend money. So either they're not going to, if they don't spend money, then they've just signed us up for relegation in a way, right? If they're not going to spend money. But now that
True.
they have spent money, they've gone around and hoovered up some of the baddest boys that you can really find.
In
Like
the
Mbumo,
positions.
Yeah, in Bumo, bad boy at Brentford. Cunha, bad boy at Wolves. Sesko, bad boy at Leipzig.
Leipzig.
And now we're getting the baddest guy, potentially the baddest guy at Brighton right now. Like
Right
he's
now.
the biggest player at Brighton right now. Right? We're bringing them all together as a cohesive unit in one team, right? And we could potentially sign a goalkeeper as well. So the way I'm looking at it is we, provided that we gel, if we gel, we're gonna cook in ways that people wouldn't expect us. Like people are not gonna believe that Man United is back to a certain extent. Maybe not back winning titles, but back in a sense of you're gonna have to fear us now. Because
Exactly.
teams have been looking at like us like we're something sweet for a while. Like we play teams like the likes of a Brentford, the likes of a Newcastle, the likes of a Everton, and we're not having the game all our way. In many cases, these lot are dominating the game, and even if we win the game, it's just a moment of brilliance that won us the match. It's not like we dominated them and we peppered their goal for 90 minutes and all of that. Nah, it was back and forth. It was flipping basketball. Yeah,
100.
it was it was back and forth. Like the other team was in the game. But when I watch, let's say, the likes of a Liverpool, the likes of a Newcastle, the likes of a Man City, the likes of a Chelsea to a certain extent, I'm watching them dominate the team for most of the match. They're scoring their goals pretty early, like there could be 1 or 2 nil up pretty early, and then they just coast for the rest of the game. Whereas we're doing basketball settings for 90 minutes and we might win the game 1-0 or whatever, or maybe we lose, right? But the fact of the matter is that team felt like they could beat us. And that is the issue that's been the issue with our team is that sh- weaker teams feel like they're going to have a field day against Manchester United. And I'm sorry to tell all the opposition fans maybe in the chat and some of these guys who have been so invested in our downfall that today is not yesterday. We signed so many good players, and I promise you, yeah, Brian Imbumo is going to smash all of you lot next season. Yeah, you lot have been looking. You lot are looking around. Oh, we got Sesko, we got this man, we got that man, we got Cunha. Bro, Brian and Boomo is gonna hurt you lot next season. I promise you. I promise you. Yeah. All the reports that I've been hearing in training that this guy is doing one touch bang out of his feet, top corner. Listen, you lot are in trouble next year. I'm looking
Um,
forward to this.
Well, guys, you heard some of the feisty opinions of my brother from another mother right there. Shout outs to UK Darren in the building, and Anthony Dozie Okonkwo is also here. But Nick asked a question. He popped in just now, broski. I haven't forgotten you. Of course, if you have missed, I'll give you guys a little bit of a recap, and of course, I will give you guys some updates on the outgoings as well. And then, if you guys want to call in, I'll repost the link again for those of you who would like to call in. And you guys can call in, of course, it's the call in show. We'll be on for like 15 minutes more and have a discussion about how you feel about the transfer window, the current signings, and our chase of current believer. So let's give you a little short recap. And of course, guys, believer, the situation is very close. I would estimate that Man United has a deal sort of tentatively agreed with Brighton. They're about to make the bid public. I would say to you guys, 78 million pound base fee. Of course, I think in somewhere in the region of 22 million pounds in guaranteed add-ons, which are easily achievable. And maybe Brighton are still negotiating for more. So if it does move upwards some from, I am thinking it would be very difficult to achieve add-ons, but it will, of course, at the end of the day, be added on. Of course, Man United will also be trying to pay some of this fee over the course of the player's 5-year contract. So I wouldn't stress too much. Of course, we talk about Sen Lamens. The young goalkeeper has always been on Man United's list. Man United have already but secured a deal for the player. what I can say to you is that they have tentatively spoke with the player, so it's personal terms is not an issue. They have spoke with the club, so they know the size of the fee that would take the player to come to Man United. It's not a large sum. It's somewhere in the region of 15 to 20 million euros, which is not that much in pounds. And I would say to you guys, it was always a deal that could have been done and triggered at the back end of the window, easily to do. And the player was always ready for the deal. Man United like the player wants to move. So that's what's going to happen there. The Donnarumma situation was an opportunistic situation that Man United was trying to capitalize on. But of course, the Baleba deal, having the breakthrough in talks with Brighton, they had to focus their energy on that priority for midfield, and therefore they lost out on Donnarumma. Of course, there are some reports coming out that possibly Jadon Sancho will be leaving. Of course, I would say to you, don't hold your hats just yet. But it's not going to be a deal that we thought was coming. I was expecting Juventus to move 27 million pounds, deal done, player gone, good riddance and bye bye. But it looks like he might be accepting a loan offer where Roma will be paying his salary, half of his salary, or I would say 70% of his salary, and then he would be going there with an obligation to buy clause. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens there if that deal does materialize. I would hope it doesn't, and Juventus comes in late and the player goes. I just want him to be gone, to be honest, guys. But this is the report at the current time. Of course, there are some interest coming in as there are said reports that somewhere in Holland there might be a team coming in with a fee for Terrell Malacia, so he should as well be leaving. There's also reports that Garnacho, he will be leaving because Chelsea are prepared to pay that 40 million pound with possibly 5 million pounds in add-ons deal to secure the player. So he will be leaving. Hopefully, it will be tomorrow that our official bid will be made by the Blues from London. Of course, we don't care about them, but we need their money. So hopefully, they get in on the action and get that player in the doors. Now, there's some interesting developments where there's some possible situations. There might be a bid coming in for Anthony coming from La Liga. Right now, I'm not too sure the club, but what I can tell you is that there's reports that the club is preparing a bid for Anthony from La Liga, and it's not Real Betis. So let's see what happens there. Of course, guys, Man United needs some outgoings to kind of balance the books, but it's not that important. As you know, we have extended the credit line past 300 million pounds. So we are going to be doing these deals, but of course, we need to get some of these players that who are not going to get game time out of the club to get rid of possible situations that might upset the team spirit going forward. So, guys, that's some of the updates I have for you. If anything else breaks, but the call-in show is here. Shout outs to Great One for all the support. My brother says that I'm scared. I'm looking like this scared like I'm dreading the hot chip. Nah, bro. I'm just waiting to put that chip in my mouth, chew it, and chat shit about everyone in the delegation. You know how it goes. I'm not scared about anything. It will be the best transfer window since the Sir Alex Ferguson days. Brian Cooper, I can't disagree with you there, broski. I think it's an interesting one. Mark, you guys talk as if you're absolutely sure that the deal is a done deal. Talk to us what you know, especially on Baleba. Well, I just told you what I know, broski. What I do know is that the player has been told he is not allowed to speak to anyone about anything concerning this deal for the next couple coming days. And this is the inclination that the deal is nearing completion, my brother. And I can only tell you what I have heard and what I've read and the news that have been reported. And this is all I'm reporting. Big up to Prince Hood in the building, broski. What's good? What's good? I saw that goal that young Trini score. He's looking good. It'll be some interesting situations to see there. Spill up, Mark. What's cooking? Thank you, broski. Big up to you. Shout outs, broski. Do you have a real lead on Believer and is it a done deal? I don't. I have a bit of a lead, broski, but it's not a done deal yet. Yeah. What I can tell you, it's gonna be way more than this, broski. I think that it will actually hit the 100 million mark. Previously I was thinking 75 million pounds plus 25 million in add-ons, or maybe 65 million pounds plus 25 million in add-ons, bringing it to a 90 million fee. But now, bro, Brighton are negotiating past that, and it looks like it's going to be something like 78 million pounds with 22 million pounds, or if not 32 million pounds in add-ons. It's a big deal, guys. It's a big deal. The base fee already makes the player the most expensive African player in signing of European football history, guys. So it's a giant number. You know what I mean? Our number 19 is a killer. Of course he is. Give us the real gist. I've been telling you. I've been telling you everything I know. Big up to Roger Taylor from Jamaica, bro. A reggae boy in the building. It's good to see you, broski. It'll be nice for you to come through and Trinidad plays Jamaica in the qualifier for World Cup contention in the group competition. It would be nice to have some Jamaicans in the chat. Of course, I'm a Trini boy, so I'll be talking a lot of shit, broski. But you know how it goes. You know what I mean? 100 plus for Baleba. It looks like, yeah. I mean, guys, I'll be honest in telling you, right? We have to do all we can to secure this signing this summer because if we flop it, which I'm just talking hypothetically, because at this stage, there's no way we can flop this deal, but it would be drastically difficult to even consider going into that what would be a feeding frenzy, a shark nest infested area, in my honest opinion, with all sorts of teams going in. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's blow the budget. You know what I mean? Of course, I think we should be blowing the budget. Let's not lie. Let's not lie about that, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, we only live once, and we need to see United back to winning ways. I can't say it. Like they should have backed other managers this hastily. Like they waited till they're 15, but this manager deserves to be backed. He did a whole season without any backing at all. All he got was Dorgu, and I really don't think that was enough for last season. So it's going to be interesting. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is not happening, bro. Forget that part. Yeah. The way things go, if they announce officially the bid tomorrow, let's say we get a deal complete tomorrow evening and possibly a here we go Saturday, then he might be available for the second game. He might be. And when I'm saying he might be, bro, I
Wait,
know
there's
Ruben Amorim wants the player, so he might just start him. But I think he needs the player to have at least one or two training sessions in that week before he gives him that start.
what is it like? 14 games, 14 days left for the window, or how long's
Yeah,
left?
there's 14 days left for the window because the window closes on August. I have to double check. I think it's the 27th due to the World Cup, or it could be the 7th of September. Usually is around the 7th of September or the 9th. But I think the window closes a bit earlier because it was open earlier for the Club World Cup. So yeah.
Okay,
Grimsby
yeah.
Town, you're talking about in the Carabao Cup, broski? Or is Brighton playing a game against Grimsby Town right now? Great
Now
one.
somebody was saying something about because we didn't qualify for Europe, we have to play earlier rounds of the cup. I don't know if that's true,
It's
but someone
possibly
was
true.
saying
It's possibly true. Plus we finished. No, it's not just because we didn't qualify for Europe, but it's because we finished in the bottom 10.
it.
Teams in the
Okay.
bottom 10 of the Premier League table always play in the early rounds of the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup and thing.
Boy, you could tell man's not used to that type of setting. So,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
we're
two
gonna
more
play the
games
early
extra.
rounds. Yeah, we're gonna. So I don't know if they're gonna play some kids in that or what they're gonna try and
They're not
do.
going to do that, bro. This guy, listen, Broski, I go and be honest with you. You see, this season, I don't want to hear nothing about small cups. I want to hear everything about cup finals. Yeah?
No,
But,
it's
but
because of
thanks,
the
Brian
type of
Cooper. Big
team.
up.
It's because it's. I only say this because of the caliber of team we're gonna play. Like they're most probably gonna get put to the sword. So I'm thinking, okay, are you gonna go with your strongest lineup, or are you gonna
Bro,
have some fringe players and play a few kids here or there?
this was me. I start with the strong lineup and score about 5, 6 goals and then bring the kids on, let them have fun for the rest of the game, yes.
Mm.
Yeah, bro. Start the
Uh,
guns, let them kill. and then bring on the kids to finish the job. Like get them a game to play, to defend. You know what I mean?
I mean, I hear you. What are you saying? We're gonna start treating the cups like Champions League nights, yeah? Is
Bro,
this what is
bro,
this
listen,
what
yeah,
we're doing?
I'm not saying that because it's in later stages, but in the first couple of weeks of the season, you might want everybody to play a little bit, at least an average of 45 minutes a week to get them into to form. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So just to keep Bremo and Cunha and Sesko and them brothers' feet moving, you start them in them games for 40 minutes for halftime, play a half, and then come off.
mm.
Score 3, 4 goals before halftime, and you're coming off. Three
I remember
substitutes at
them.
halftime.
I remember them days of Fergie where he'll go in to the game against a weak team. He'll play like a fringe slash youngster lineup. And if these men don't get the job done, come half time, you're seeing some bad boys enter three disgusting substitutions. And
Yeah,
then you
coming
already
in, but
know
now it has
as
six.
yeah, you already know as soon as these men touch pitch, all types of hell's gonna break loose.
Of
So
course.
yeah, yeah. Either which way, I'm just looking forward to getting football back, seeing your club moving a bit bossy, boss settings, because you know a lot of these teams are they've been sticking it to us for years. Yeah, our lack of attack, our lack of goals, our lack of good defending, our shocking keepers, like all of this stops now. I am so looking forward to next season. Some of you man
Uh,
might even catch me at a few games here and there. But yeah, we go Man United fans here. We've been starved of one of the most beautiful currencies in football last year, which was goals. Yeah,
100.
we
100.
did not get near enough the amount of goals that a big club is supposed to make. When a big club is scoring like what was it, 43 goals?
That's a mad scene. That's a mad
That is
scene, King.
crazy. Most of
Bro,
which was scored by Bruno.
and,
Like
and
it's
not only
crazy.
that, and not only that, but just in the Premier League alone is 40 goals. In all competitions, I think it was something like what, like 89 or something like that, because we scored a lot in Europe, to be honest. But my honest opinion is, you see, we had to start back making team goals the first priority of the game. You know, knocking a
Mm,
team goal, and then you could start doing the individual bullshit. This is how Manchester used to play back in the day. I don't know about people watching, but shout out to Brian Cooper saying that the transfer window closes on the 1st of September. Shout out to you, broski. Thanks for that update there, confirmation. But like I was saying, guys, yeah, this is my honest opinion. You know what I mean? Man United need to have players who need feel like when they come out on that pitch, they need to blood, sweat, tears to do what it takes to win that game. And afterwards, they could enjoy all the money that we pay them. No one bothers you. We will cheer you. You know what I mean? And and we'll part the roadways for you to pass. No traffic for you, bro. But win us games. And you need to have a kind of fighting spirit as a Man United player. And last season, the lack of team unity, the lack of the players trying to assist one another to score, to bring Man United into the game and to lead the game, and this attitude of where I had to score the goal for Man United is what killed we last season. And on top of that, we had three young attackers starting almost week in, week out, and you can't have no experience in attack. Marcus Rashford, he had this video where he talked about a lot of issues with Man United, and there wasn't continuance of a manager. We had a manager for 2 seasons, and the next manager for 2 seasons. You need a manager for 3 to 5 years to really put in and build something. And this is what Rashford was saying. But he was also, not really, in my honest opinion, he wasn't really accepting the accountability for himself and his actions as the talisman wearing the number 10. And every player who wears a number 10, I will always say talisman against their name. Because what I know when I was growing up, number 10 is the maestro, and the talisman. He's the creator and the orchestrator and the coordinator of the entire team. Everybody's supposed to respect that number 10. You understand? Marcus Rashford wearing the number 10, he's supposed to lead the line by example.
And when we needed him most, he left. So it is what it is with that, to be honest. And I will say, going forward, now that we have experience in the attacking lineup, everyone may not be game week 1, but by game week 3, you will be seeing a difference, especially when we facing teams out of the top 4. You will understand why it was important to have certain types of players in the attacking lineup, because now teams have to fear 3 other players besides just Bruno Fernandes. They have to fear 3 or 4 other players before they consider Ahmad. So you understand, guys, it's one of those things where we have multiple threats now that every defender will be occupied. He have a man to mark. It's not like last season when all the defenders just had to focus on Ahmad, Bruno, and Garnacho, and everybody else. Well, if they get through, they get through. We'll see what it is. You know what I mean? This season is 5 guys coming at you, bro, and everyone could hurt you. Every one of them could hurt you. So it's going to be an interesting season going forward, guys. But the predictions will be tomorrow, and of course, guys, it's going to be very, very interesting. We're gonna have an interesting prediction show tomorrow, guys. And in the prediction show, while it will have transfer news, we will be doing a preview to the game tomorrow. I will let you guys call in as well. But the predictions on we want to know who you predict will be in top 4, who is going to win the league, who do you think is going to win the FA Cup, guys? Who
Yo, I think there's something wrong now. I can't even hear you no more, bro. Yo. Anyways,
Can you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, so guys, sorry, my headphones died, guys. Sorry about that. I just wanted to say to you guys, basically, it's going to be this. Yeah, we want to know who is going to be your top scorer next season, top assister next season, most improved player, young player to look forward to, young player you must watch. Who's the best defender? Who gonna be the best goalkeeper? Who gonna win the goal? And who gonna concede the most goals? Which manager gonna get? Be an interesting preview show tomorrow, guys. Make sure to tune in to that.
Can
And
we
of
add another
course,
section? Can we add another section? Who's going to be the future captain of United after Bruno?
okay, let's add that section. Who's going to be the future captain of Man United after Bruno? Well, that might be 3 or 4 seasons from now, because after the season
Great
Bruno
one
has
knows
this season.
the answer still. Great one knows.
Oh man, bro, that's a violation. Guys, I will be back in just under 45 minutes because I have a forfeit to do, guys. Guys, I have a forfeit to do because I said that Ahmad is not as amazing a player as everyone hypes him up to be. Of course, last season he had 20 GA, so it's kind of disproving what I said. But at the same time, I have to take the hot chip because, yeah, he proved me wrong last season. So, guys, I will be back in 45 minutes to eat the hot chip in front of all of you guys. You can watch it live on this channel. Of course, it will be co-streamed from KG Reckless Sports. So, guys, come in, enjoy. We're going to have some fun. You can laugh at your boy having the hot chip. And you know what I mean? It's going to be all clean banter. But shout out to all of you guys in. Yo, broski, I just wanted to show you guys. I'm going to share a post. Yeah, how could I share this post, boy? It's on YouTube. It's not even a video. I think it's a clip. It's a clip of a young player playing for AFC Wimbledon, guys. And his midfielder gave him a pass, the exact same pass Mbumo gave to Ahmad. You know what's the different result? This guy went straight to goal and bagged the goal up, had the goalkeeper staring at air as the goal hit the back of the net. I just wanted the great one to understand why I'm saying that. But anyway, moving on. I'll be doing the hot chip in under 45 minutes, guys. Stay tuned. Your boy Mark Ken. Shout outs to Ballet Tech for calling in. Big up to all of you in the chat. Shout outs to Rick and Mank in the building as well. Shout outs to Brian Cooper as well. It's going to be very interesting to see what's going on. And of course, we'll be discussing that midfield you would like to see, bro, tomorrow. Call in if you have time. And guys, if you have the time, please tune in, smash a like, share it around, and laugh your ass off at me eating the hot chip in under 45 minutes. We'll be back again later on, and I'll see you again in a short minute.